Hi, my name is Shikani and I struggle with finding meaning in life. Yeah, yeah, that little one that gets me looping in the existential crisis every morning. Wow, isn't that fun? And the thing is, on paper, everything's fine. I'm in a very beautiful, loving relationship. I have gorgeous friends. I socialize a lot. I run really cool little artsy events and dress up parties and board game nights, and I live on some beautiful land. I work in an art gallery. I have my own art practice as well, you know. I have a following of people who support me. And yet and yet every morning I wake up and I go, what's is this it? What's the purpose? What is there more? What am I meant to feel something? And this I didn't just wake up with this today. This has been an ongoing thing for my whole life, but it is a battle. The other day I wrote out my current projects and kind of the core value of what I'm wanting to harness, and it's written down. I can go read it right now. But I feel like that doesn't really change this instant feeling. But the quickest way to get out of your head is to get into your body. So I am going to use this little vlog style thing today as a way to motivate me to do the action, to do the thing, and hopefully by the end of the day I feel a little bit better. I feel a little less existential. Welcome to Cupboard Chats. Something about opening the cupboard makes me happy and satisfied, so it will be staying. Cupboard Chats will be staying. I just had a shower, which is good, basic hygiene, it's always good. I do find, like I was staying home today, but I got changed to my overalls. You can see that. Yeah, I feel like it's kind of important to get dressed even when you're at home, because it keeps you a little bit more motivated, a little bit more sane. And even just small things like, putting on a necklace, putting in some earrings, putting on a little bit of mascara. I don't know. Whatever keeps you put together, do it. I also wrote a little to-do list, and it's like micro to-do list. Like, I'm not being too hard on myself today. I like to split up my jobs into tiny jobs to get a little extra dopamine hit. So instead of just do laundry, it's like take laundry off, fold laundry, put laundry away, put on new laundry. I split it up into 4 jobs. I get the ticket off 4 times. Instant dopamine. The brain's a gadget, you gotta hack it. So I just made myself a little coffee. I have it on a little matching saucer and a cootsy teaspoon. I feel like it's important to romanticize life. I could have just had it in a white cup, but your girl doesn't even own a white cup. That is one thing I'm really good at, is I'm very romantic, and my whole house is like colorful and cutesy, and I try and I don't know, I guess I try and add these small little routines into my life that make me feel like whimsical. I'm just a girl, I'm just a girl. So like I mentioned earlier, I wrote out all my current projects and goals, and I guess the direction that I want my creative practice to go in, which I am definitely going towards the writing side of the art at the moment. Before, I was doing installation and collage, And I've always had like little snippets of writing, but it's definitely going more in that direction. So I guess I just wrote down a few of the books I would like to work on and my blogs, and zines and stuff. That's a hard one that I have been struggling with writing. With art, I felt like it was so visual. I could literally see it and see the finished piece. But now that I've stepped more into writing, like, it's all on my computer. Like, I don't know. It doesn't feel so tactile, and I think maybe that's what I'm struggling with. Like I would finish a collage or a painting and then be like, yeah, it's done. I see it. It's done. Cool. Hang that up. Ooh. Whereas it's like, you know, whether it's some poetry I'm writing on, or my blog post, or some of these books that I'm compiling, it's like, it kind of just feels like it's in the Google Drive. And like, yeah, I might finish something on it, but then it's actually not finished. Like, it won't really feel finished until I have a physical copy. And so I guess writing this stuff down shall help me hopefully remind myself that I'm doing the thing. There's a few like cool things that I did add on here that I would recommend if you were wanting to like do something like this. In the very center, I've got heart, which is, if I strip down why I'm doing this layer by layer, this is like the core reason why I'm doing it. And for me, it's to contribute to the world in a positive way, in an inspiring way. I think in a world that sometimes struggles with hope, inspiration is what sparks the hope. So, and I guess this vlog is aligns with that a lot. Is inspiration is what fuels the car, you know. So if I can try and live my most inspired day, it shall make me hopeful to live an inspiring life. You know, inspiration's very you can grab it. You can just add it in your little cutesy little romantic little cup and your little meaning board. Whereas hope is quite a big concept, at least for me. And so I've got my like main little focus there, and then I've got a thesis, which is more of a thesis is like, you know, almost like your research or your quest on life. And for me, it is finding meaning in the mundane. Obviously, I struggle a little bit. I do struggle with finding meaning. And I'm constantly retraining myself and reprogramming myself to think positively. So through my writing, I write these guides, whether it's on a random question I have, or a thought, or even like an object. Sometimes I'll be like, chair, give me 3 words of advice. And then I create 3 words of advice from a chair. So I feel like the mundane life is what I'm trying to find, something poetic in the mundane, because the mundane is kind of all we have sometimes. It gonna be boring sometimes out here, you know? It'd be beautiful, but it'd be boring. So I'm trying to find the beauty in the boring, maybe. And the last thing I've got on here is the rotation. I think us humans are really inspired by repetition. I think repetition and routine keeps us structured, keeps us going, keeps us inspired, keeps us longing. And so I've got here written down some of my rotations, which are my mini creative projects, or mini creative workouts, I like to call them. So I've got I like to do like a conscious flow or a word vomit in the morning, which is just 1 page of like conscious writing, and it's super, but I always find sometimes, you know, the whole page be inspiring, but sometimes there's just one good sentence. And so I like to call that a seed, because then from there, that will inspire a new writing, or I will write, like make some sort of art relating to that. I also like to do my mixed media collages, which I just take a random cutout of a magazine and try and write a poetic sentence or advice from that image. So that's a good little workout. I also like to take random videos and then do like spoken word on top of it, like intuitive spoken word, so I'm just in the moment trying to make it up. And then obviously, you know, I blog as well, so I do a fortnightly blog, so that's another, you know, I gotta be on top of that. But pretty much what I'm saying is these rotations, even though some of them are small, they inspire me to do the work. And they're small enough that if I am having a bit of a down day like today, which I don't know if it's just the coffee or talking to you, but I feel a little cheered up. Maybe it's talking about this. Maybe, who knows? Maybe I'm meant to talk about this more, guys. Maybe I am. It's, lost the train of thought. What was I going to say? Oh, it's like even on a low energy day, you know, I could do one of these mini workouts, feel a little bit of energy from it, feel a bit inspired, and then that usually domino effects into the work. So yeah, that's my little board. I think I might do a more in-depth video about that once I design it a little bit more. Okay, I'm gonna stop rambling and drink my coffee. I think I'm gonna work on some of my guides, and I'll check in soon. Hello. As you can tell, it is nighttime. The day is done. I have done the day. And I must say, my moods have definitely changed to this morning. I mean, I was borderline crying in that first video, wasn't I? Skip it all together. And I guess throughout the day, I just did a bunch of little mini things that domino affected, and I feel rather okay now. So something I did want to share was I received this sweet, very random message today. I've never met this person before, and she just sent me this most beautiful message, and it says, "The kind of work you do is really important in this world. It's real, it's slow, it's therapeutic as much as creative and artistic, and your messaging is so human and kind. People need this more than ever today. You speak to that beautifully." You know, what are the odds that this morning I was here struggling? That this morning here I was struggling with direction and purpose, and then I received like such a sweet message that, like, I'm just feeling encouraged. And I feel like sometimes I can't help but feel like when you're on the right path, the universe does send you little messages and hints via itself. And I feel like this is one of those. Like, I feel like this is exactly what I needed to hear. And I will be printing out this message and putting it on my wall. I'll be putting it on my board, yes, right next to my heart. Even if I just inspire one person, which I have apparently, good job to me. Apparently I did that. That's all that matters. That is my heart, that is my value, that's what I'm doing this for. So I just full circle. I can't believe the full circle of it all. So in conclusion, I ended up having a really good day. the small steps is what moves the work. It's what moves it. Like, that's what I was writing about in my blog post today, was how the lifestyle fuels the work. And I feel like today I did a great example of that, of showing up in the lifestyle, doing very romantic small little gestures, going for little walks, and, you know, drinking out of the cute little saucer, and how it slowly inspires something bigger. And yeah, so good day, guys, good day. And, you know, if I'm ever struggling again, I'll do this again, I'll do this, and you'll see me tomorrow. Hopefully not tomorrow, but yeah, you will see me again.